Well, good, happy Friday morning, friends. Mark Holmes here, of course, with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo and Joe Bear in the house. And as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. So let's get open for business and let's wake up the football gods. How you doing this Friday morning? Oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. We got a taste last night. We got a taste of things to come. Last night we live streamed during the Washington game as well as the Eagles game. We actually had a ball. I saw my man Philly 500. Shout out to him. He just got a new Mevo camera, and he's able to actually overlay it and put the scoreboard on there and stuff. Although the way the season may go for the Eagles, he might not like having that scoreboard and having to physically update the score. But it was great seeing Philly 500. I don't know how in the world he stands up for the whole game, but he does. He literally stays up. He's sweating like crazy. You know, that's my boy and everything else. Shout out to him. We had a ball watching him, as well as the Eagles play against the Steelers, Washington play against New England. Now, here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say this, okay? The key thing, the number one thing you want to do in preseason, the numero uno, is get out alive. You don't want to get anybody hurt. You don't want to lose somebody in a game that means nothing, okay? And see, here's my new motto for preseason.
We sitting here, I'm supposed to be the franchise player, and we're in here talking about practice.
Game.
I mean, listen, we talking about practice. Not
Game.
a game, not a game, not a game. We talking about practice.
Game.
Not a game.
Not a game.
Not the game that
Not
I
a game.
go
It's just
out
a
there
practice
and die
game,
for
y'all.
And play every game.
Okay?
Like it's my
It's a practice game. And what you have to understand is this is a chance for coaches to try stuff on the field with live action. You can't tackle in practice any longer, okay? You're going to actually get live action. So you go out there, you play vanilla because you don't want to tip your head at some new great plays and formations and stuff that you're going to do. You keep it really simple. You go out there and you try guys that you're not going to normally play because you're trying to see, is this a guy I'm going to keep on my roster? This is why preseason doesn't mean much. The Detroit Lions went out 4-0 and then proceeded to go 0-16. It happens. New England typically doesn't win any preseason games, and they go on and win Super Bowls. So what you want to see is you want to see at least teams go out and execute, not having penalties, you know, guys being able to block one-on-one. That's how you determine whether or not it was a good game or not. You can't go by the score. You literally had Philly 500, like, you know, you thought this was playoff intensity for them. The first half, oh my God, we're killing them. Oh, we're so good. Second half, it was, oh, it doesn't mean anything because it's four-string guys. Come on, man. It's the whole thing doesn't really tell you what you think you're going to see. In fact, you really won't know what the teams are until about October. You have teams that come out because nobody knows anything about them. You know, the players are different, coaches are different, and teams haven't had a chance to adjust, so there's no film out on them. And then by a month, you start getting the tape on them, and you start learning how to attack people. So don't read into too much of preseason. But one thing you do have to read into, and this is the thing, if you watched the Washington game last night, and I'm sure if you didn't, you've seen this clip right here because Chase Young, wow. Chase Young is showing me shades of Lawrence Taylor. Now, Chase Young is a defensive end. Lawrence Taylor was an outside linebacker. In essence, it's really kind of the same thing. You're really rushing the passer, and dude is fast. Now, I will also say that when the left tackle on there, his technique was terrible. He was flat-footed, and he overreached with his left foot, and that made it easy for Chase Young, who's younger and quicker, to just literally go boop, boop, and go past him. Let's take a look at this and hope that the football gods at ESPN, at the NFL don't stop me here.
Here comes Chase Young, and he's got Newton, and the ball is on the ground. It is nearly picked up by Gerard Payne, finally able to corral. No, it fell on the ground again. Payne had
Dude
two
is fast.
chances to recover
Watch him here,
that fumble,
okay?
and New England may have recovered it. They have, so they avoid disaster.
See, look, right there, Wynn is actually overextended. He stepped too far forward, and he's too high. Chase Young basically has got his hands onto his body and ends up shedding the block and just going right past him. Sheds him, boom, right past him. Goes right up underneath of him. And Cam didn't have a chance on that. Didn't have a chance. Look at this. Goes, whoop, swims right up underneath of him. Excuse me, rips right underneath of him.
Get him out of there. He's ready and primed up and ready to go.
Yeah. So when you start seeing that, you have to start worrying about your left tackle, because that, my friends, right there, we watched the game with Washington. Washington, Fitzpatrick had a couple of good passes, a couple that were not quite as good. The offense is capable, but you have to understand, if you have a guy who can come in there and do that, that is a game changer. That is a major, major change. Because if you look at that situation right there, it's third down, right? Third down. If you don't make the first down, you punt the ball 40 yards down the field. Right there, that strip sack gives the other team the football in the red zone. That one play right there is 50 yards difference in field position and a momentum changer for the team. And that can be anywhere on the field. A takeaway is literally can be a 14-point swing. Let's say, I'll give you a perfect example. I remember being at FedEx Field, Washington up one score, in the red zone late in the fourth quarter. Kirk Cousins throws an interception in the end zone. Interception in the end zone. Had that been a touchdown, Cowboys wouldn't have had enough time to come back and win. Game would have been over, done, out of here, finito. Instead, the Cowboys get the ball, stop Washington from scoring, and go down the field where Alfred Morris runs it in to the end zone. Cowboys get the win. A turnover is key in the NFL. I don't know how other way to explain it. The reason why the Cowboys in 2014 were great and should have been in the NFC Championship and possibly Super Bowl was not only because of DeMarco Murray having a great rushing season, not only Tony Romo making sure that he didn't have the turnovers and things like that and being really, really efficient, but it was the defense that was second in the NFL at taking the football away. They gave up a lot of yards, but they gave more opportunities to the offense. So enter Chase Young and Montez Sweat. That defensive line that is fast. Now, there are ways to go ahead and deal with it. One, have a left tackle that doesn't get beat like that, like a redheaded stepchild. But, Tyron Smith, we need Tyron Smith of a few years ago to go against that guy. Now, the second thing you do is you end up using that speed and that aggression against them. What you end up doing is you use, say, Zeke Elliott, to chip him, okay? So it's almost a double team. You don't want to leave him out there single, okay? You end up using, say, Zeke Elliott to give him a little, flipper as he's going out in pass coverage, in pass route, and you throw a screen right over his head. You literally throw a screen, but you have to be aware of this guy. And that's the thing about Lawrence Taylor is you literally had to account for him, because that one guy can be the guy that can beat us. And that's what we're looking at right now with Chase Young. Chase Young is a beast. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You can say what you want about the Washington football team and everything else, but that guy will be an all-pro this year. And if you don't take care of him and game plan against him, you will lose. And that is the biggest thing that scares me about the Washington team is Chase Young. I think the Washington team, you can screen pass on them. I think you can make plays on that defense, but you must take care of Chase Young. So tonight it's going to be big, this weekend. We got so much stuff that's going on tonight. I think my man DMV is going to be in the house. I think Brother Roz, as well as D2, will be Skyping in or Zooming in, as well as we get ready for tomorrow's fantasy football draft. We're going to kick off at 9 o'clock in the morning, and then we're going to roll right into the game. Because the Dallas Cowboys have their second preseason game against the Arizona Cardinals. We're going to live stream commentary throughout that game and have a ball, hopefully, with it. And hopefully you guys will be here watching and giving us your thoughts. This is a game that is, of course, Dak's not going to be playing. I doubt Zeke will be playing. Our main starters won't be playing. But this is that opportunity that we'll see Micah Parsons, who now has a few more practices since our Hall of Fame game, to go ahead and work on some of those things, and for Dan Quinn to kind of release the Kraken a little bit more. This is an opportunity for Boss Man Fat to try and work his way to the starting role. This is a spot where Anthony Brown can kind of say, I'm the veteran here, and, I'm going to be the starter. This is the defensive line's opportunity to say, I'm going to be here. I'm going to earn my spot. I'm going to show something. And you'll see a little bit more game planning for this one. You'll see the starters play maybe into the second quarter. The ones that they'll bring out there, because they want to get them a little bit more up to speed. But again, just remember that this is.
We sitting here, I'm supposed to be the franchise player, and we're in here talking about practice.
Game.
I mean, listen, we talking about practice.
Game.
Not a game. Not a game.
Not a real game.
We talking about practice.
Game.
Not a game.
Not a real game.
Not the game.
Not a real game.
I go out there and
we talk about a practice game
and play it.
All right, with that being said, guys, I got some work to do in the workshop. I got to go out and get some more plywood and things. So I'm building some cabinets. I got some Joe Barties that I got to do for you guys as well. And, of course, we will be here with any news on the Dallas Cowboys. Probably won't be much before now in the game time. We'll look in around the NFC East as well and talk about some of the things that we saw that we thought were really, really good, and some of the things that we thought were really, really bad about some of these other teams. And, of course, you know how we roll.
Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report.
You did one hell of a job, and the only thing else I got to say is